Virgo, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week ahead. Keeping in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So make sure to check out your other placements. And if you've been interested in getting a personal reading, have a look at the description below because I'm offering a promotion for the month of May. And the details are there. So if you're interested in a reading, it's a good time to get one. All right, let's get started for Virgo. What is the current energy around Virgo for the week ahead? Six of Swords coming out in the reverse. So there may be some things that are difficult for you to leave behind. You might be thinking about some moments or some ideas or beliefs that you've held or some situations that you're still thinking about that may have left you feeling a bit defeated or like very limited. And so you're leaving them behind, but having a challenge with that. Seeing that in reverse says that you're challenged to leave something behind. Let's see what the obstacle is. Oh boy. Okay, so the obstacle has to do with some fear and anxiety here. So a lot of fear and anxiety surrounding you right now, Virgo, where it's actually blocking you and blocking your ability to move on. The actual anxiety is creating sort of a standstill where you may be hesitating, unsure, feeling fearful. Bottom of the deck, we see the Tower in reverse. So you may be denying some things to yourself. You're not maybe feeling like you can allow things to be out of your control at this time. So you might be feeling like if something's out of your control, then it doesn't give you a sense of security or safety. You might be feeling a lot of fear and insecurity about things changing around you. That it almost feels like this idea of feeling like if it's not inside my control to do something about it, then that creates a lot of fear and anxiety for me. So let's see what's top of mind for Virgo right now. Six of Pentacles in reverse. So you might not be feeling like things are balanced in certain relationships or in your sense of stability and security. You might be feeling like you're either giving, or that you're taking, or that there just isn't a two-way street when it comes to abundance right now, or prosperity, or even health. It could feel like, you might be sort of resonating with one of these hands, either the hand giving or the hand asking. Or perhaps you're unable to ask for support right now, which is why the card's in reverse. Perhaps you're in a place where you need support, but you're not open to it. Or perhaps you're needing to ask for help and you because of this anxiety that you're feeling and this sort of reluctance to allow things that are outside of your control to sort of just move along. You may be resistant. When I see that Six of Pentacles in reverse, that makes me feel like you're resistant to this. You're not accepting something here, Virgo, and it's throwing you off balance. And it's creating some fear and anxiety. And bottom of the deck, we see the Ten of Wands, where we almost feel like we're sacrificing our energy towards something that isn't giving us anything back when this card's in reverse. And it feels like it's time to sort of surrender to these things instead of feeling like, if it's outside of your control, that you have to resist it somehow. When it's outside of your control, really all you can do is accept it, surrender, or move away from it. And from what I'm seeing here, I'm almost feeling like in order to come back into balance, you might have to move away from something. You might have to release it, surrender it, walk away from it. Let's see what's driving this for Virgo. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Yeah, so you're feeling a sense of misfortune surrounding you right now. You're feeling like you're not in control and you want to be in control. So control is present in this reading very highly that energy of wanting to be in control, the energy of wanting to maintain control over how things unfold. And this is a great teacher for you right now, Virgo. Even though it's causing a lot of anxiety and fear, it's teaching you to let go and to surrender when we are out of control, when we're not when we're in a situation that we've done everything we can and it's still changing in a way that doesn't make us, it's not the way we want it, and so we feel resistant towards that. And we're seeing the Seven of Wands here on the bottom of the deck, which is a time of being defensive and guarded and almost having a sort of looking over your shoulder where you're not trusting your environment. You might be feeling very fearful, insecure, and almost a little paranoid about what's going on around you because you're not in control of it. And perhaps things are moving quite quickly around you outside of your control. Relationships shifting, your work is shifting, perhaps stuff with your family is shifting. And when those key structures in our life start to move outside of our control, it makes us nervous, right? It makes us nervous. Let's see what the past influences are. Wow. So in the past, the ball got rolling. The changes that you're feeling now got started in the past, and it feels like we're seeing it in reverse because you were resistant to it then as well, and you continue to be. And so the structure of this reading makes me feel like the theme here that we're looking at is accepting changes that are outside of our control and understanding that not everything is always going to be inside of your control, and that when it's not, it can sort of be this inevitable change that's unexpected sometimes, and we need to relinquish the control. But I feel like that's where you're having a hard time. You may be clinging to a past idea and fearing change. And so there's these sort of feelings of loss and feelings of like really wanting to hang on to the past structure of things and not wanting to see it change, and needing to sort of, you're being guided here to allow the change, to see it as something that will inevitably lead to a new beginning. And so to allow these things and to let go of trying to control it, because it does not feel like you can. This is outside of your control. Let's see what the future influences are here. The Page of Cups, there's your renewal, right? You've got your destruction and your renewal right here. So there is a new beginning budding in the upcoming future. And it's just a page at this point. It's a message, it's an idea, it's a feeling, it's a spark, it's coming together molecule by molecule here, and it feels like all of this change is going to make sense at some point, and that you'll understand why all of these structures had to change, and that it wasn't misfortune at all. It was inevitable change. Unexpected? Sure. Outside of your control? Absolutely. But inevitable and necessary, from what I'm seeing, yes. Yes, absolutely. And it could be affecting something that, like I said, major foundations in your life: family, work, health, your security, your basic needs, like they could all be getting like a little shift or a big shift. And it's something that is making you feel really uncomfortable. Let's see here. How does Virgo feel about themselves? Knight of Cups coming out. So I feel like seeing that as how you feel about yourself is that right now you're highly emotional, and you're also feeling your feelings fully. So these fear feelings are being felt 100%. And you're also feeling like you want to move towards things that are like listening to your heart. Like you want to sort of move in a direction that feels like the one that you desire. And that tells me a lot about you, Virgo, because Virgo is such a soulful and artistic sign, and so is the Knight of Cups. And so seeing this tells me that you're sort of wearing your heart on your sleeve, and you're seeking connection, you're seeking love, you're seeking peace, you're seeking stillness. This up and down change in everything that holds your life up is creating too much fear right now for you, because again, it's all of these things that are so important in your life, and they're changing outside of your control. So ultimately you see yourself as someone who's in touch with their emotions, but right now your emotions are having a hard time staying inspired. So you might want to start, doing things that make you feel really good. Like, I'm feeling like whoever I'm reading for right now is an artist or a musician, or, you have a way of expressing your emotions creatively and artistically. And you might need to tap into that to sort of help you move through this time of change that's outside of your control. And, that may sound easier said than done, but actually if you make it the conscious choice to sort of trust that the changes around you are leading to something new and positive and necessary, it makes it a little bit less scary to go along with these changes. And seeing the Page of Cups here as your upcoming energy is very reassuring to me that things are all moving in a way that will get you to an outcome that will be pleasing to you. And it just involves having a new perspective, a new idea here about this path of change that you're on. Ace of Swords. Let's see how other people are seeing Virgo's energy right now. Three of Wands in reverse, which says that you're not anticipating your desires being fulfilled. If anything, it's like you're seeing things as shutting down rather than expanding. And the Three of Wands in reverse is often a time where we have to dream bigger. Like we have to put more of ourselves out there. And I feel like right now that's a challenge for you, because you're feeling a lot of fear about things shifting and changing, and you might not be feeling very confident about the direction things are moving in. But ultimately, it's like other people are seeing you sort of as not dreaming as big, and not believing as much in yourself as you may have at one time. Not really anticipating things to be successful. It's almost like people are like seeing you as someone who is expecting things not to work out. And that law of expectancy is an interesting one, because sometimes what we do expect is what shows up, because it's what we believe will happen. And if our subconscious is rooted in this idea of misfortune and things not working out, well, that sort of aligns you with that energetically. So I think we're seeing the message here of shifting the perspective and starting to really dream again about what are the outcomes that you're desiring, what are the things that you like to focus on, and forget about the outcomes, even like to just focus on the present moment and the journey, not the destination. As cliched as that may sound, it may be that looking too far ahead is what's freaking you out. Looking too far ahead is bringing in this fear. And it may be multiplying. Like you may have had a couple of setbacks, and now you're thinking, well, now it's always going to be this way. And it's sort of snowballing a little bit here. Let's see, what are the hopes and fears around this? Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords to me is an interesting card, and when it shows up in the reverse, it's even more interesting, because it can suggest a period where we're deceiving ourselves. And when it's in reverse, it's sort of a time where the perspective needs to be more fair. You need to be more balanced, because your perspective right now is leaning heavily towards one side of things, and we see that here in the Six of Pentacles, where things are not balanced. Things are leaning towards one side, and the side it's leaning towards is that Wheel of Fortune in reverse, which kind of speaks about misfortune and having to let go of trying to control something that's outside of your control. And so seeing this 7 as a hope and fear makes me feel like there's a part of you that is hoping that things will fall into your control, and that something that was once unbalanced will come into balance. But then there's this sort of idea that you may be lying to yourself, you may be deceiving yourself, you may need this new perspective that's more sort of balanced and grounded in honesty. Like, if the honest truth is that you're afraid of things shifting in your life outside of your control, if that's the honest feeling that you have, then perhaps that is where you need to start. That you need to start by admitting that you feel fear right now, and that fear is creating a lot of sort of evidence in the material world, because whatever we hold true in our minds, we are going to see evidence for that reflected back at us, because our minds are an incredible machine at focusing, right? Whatever we put in our focus and attention, our mind finds evidence and truth for. And so it's like this reading is sort of guiding you back into your mental space to say, what are you holding as true in there? Because we've got the 6 and the 7 and now the 9. Like, it's very interesting. It makes me feel like your thoughts are creating a very scary sort of reality about you being out of control and things constantly falling into a place of setback or misfortune. And it's not helping you to see that this may be shifting to get you to a better outcome than you have now. If it just seems like everything is very dark in this outlook that you're holding, and I think a part of you is really hoping that you're wrong. But it's not about hoping you're wrong, it's about changing the belief. Let's see what the outcome is here. Oops, that's too many. Let's see what the outcome is here for Virgo. 2 of Pentacles in reverse. And the bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. So that tells me that right now you have a choice to make. You have a choice to make about how you're going to proceed moving forward. The 2 of Pentacles in reverse can mean that we have too many priorities, that we've taken on too much, and we need to sort of trim out some things because we're out of balance, we're out of harmony, we've committed to too many things, and we need to prioritize and slow down and create a new equilibrium in our life so that we're not sort of overly investing only in thinking about how bad things are, but that we're also putting effort into playing and loving and creating and enjoying ourselves. And it's interesting. I feel like right now that is at the top of the priority here. And seeing the High Priestess coming through for you makes me feel like overall intuitively you've sort of you're not tapping into your higher self. You're sitting in a place that is consuming you with fear, doubt, and hesitation. And you may be taking on too much because you don't want to let anything go at this point. And it's almost like this cycle is moving towards whatever you're focusing on, Virgo, and it feels like your focus needs to shift so that the outer reality can shift too, because right now you're aligned with things that feel like they're sort of creating a sense of loss. Let's see here. What is the highest guidance for Virgo at this time. Okay. Look at this. So, very interesting. We've got card 51 and 52 in a very well shuffled deck. 51 is coming out upright, 52 in the reverse. So this card here in the reverse, mending, speaks about heartbreak being a very strange healer of souls. So again, there is something here that has shifted and has broken your heart. And this heartbreak is consuming you right now. And it's creating a lot of fear and a lot of insecurity and instability and a lack of balance and a lack of harmony. And seeing this milk and honey card tells me that this happened for a reason, and that reason is going to make you actually feel like it was a blessing in disguise. So whatever is going on for you right now, Virgo, wherever you're feeling that fear, wherever you're feeling like everything is falling apart and there's a lot of instability and insecurity around some foundations in your life, trust that this is all shifting to get you to a place that will ultimately be more fulfilling, more stable, more abundant, more prosperous, and that there is this sort of guidance in your reading telling you to shake off this energy that you've been carrying that says nothing ever works out for me, or nothing is going to work out, and things are going to continue to spiral outside of my control. Sometimes we have to trust those spiraling moments and just hold fast, trusting that it's all shifting for a purpose that we might not see today. I'm curious what's on the bottom of the deck. So we're seeing here the here and now in reverse. So again, a message of staying grounded in the present moment and choosing to focus on areas of your life where you feel like you can really express yourself, and to find solace in there, in bringing the mind to stillness and bringing the body into action, to create some sort of shift in your energy that I think starts with you being creative and doing something you love and enjoy, and focusing your energy there and seeing how that shifts things for you. Wow, I'm going to leave it at that for you, Virgo. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I hope it's been helpful, and I look forward to reading for you again soon, my friends. Take care, and I'm sending you so much love.